up his expansion, he is feeling just a little bit of pinch on the resources. At least he's got to be, versus his Borg opponent who has his expansion up. It is possibly a good time to, well, at this moment, I don't really know what Dur is going to be able to do. These 4 ships are not really enough in order to take out a resource assimilator. Because the resource assimilators really are just quite strong. You're going to need another 2, maybe 3 more Klingon ships of this caliber to really want to swoop in here and take down one of these. Now, what they could be doing is they could go up there and they could really draw these ships away from the starbase. And so you see this one scout cube hanging around 30%. It would draw it away, and they could possibly get a kill off of it because they're drawing it away. But it is a little bit of a risky move because these other guys are going to get free hits on it, and you can see that a Dodad coming out. So, yes, I cannot pronounce that. Dodahedron, whatever. Anyway, so here we see, in the meantime, the Klingons are taking advantage of the fact that this expansion is slightly unprotected at the moment, and they're going to draw away these 4 ships. And you can see that Ray has left his other ships, the damaged ones, back in the base. It's a good job of not exposing this guy to too much firepower. And Dircome doing a good job of getting out of there, making a couple pot shots. If nothing else, he has kind of moved these guys away, has stopped them from mining for a little bit. It's not a lot, but it is going to maybe add up over the long run. You can see another Susa, and a Covort is almost out. Klingon's in the process of trying to get some more ships out on the board. I kind of question this Cube Edge class construction because we have seen in this matchup that they really have not been able to survive the engagements, and they're kind of becoming a liability as far as keeping enough ships fielded because they just don't have the durability against these torpedo scout cubes. So here we have 5 Klingon vessels, one of them again a Cube Edge, and here we have a scout cube that is back up to about 50. Klingons are going to try to take out this scout cube really quickly. That's what they really need to do, and here we go. So this one Cube Edge class needs to get away. Now it needs to go and repair. Right now, get it out of there, or anything. So they are going to get a scout cube out of it. The question is whether this one Cube Edge is going to end up eating it. Okay, so they got a scout cube out of it. Good move. Okay, so the Klingons need to just go repair this one guy and not repair everything. So he did. So the Klingons actually do have an advantage here. They could take out maybe this detector or one of these, this probe, and just get again just a little bit of a advantage here. So the Dodice here. Oh, so one of these guys going into it's not really siege mode. Oh, no, maybe it is. Okay, no, it's not siege mode. It's just constructing it at the moment. So this is a purely offensive Dodi. And this guy, because you can see this rapid adaptation, this guy will potentially knock out a subsystem. And this one will probably very much similar to be that one as well. And this one will also likely be one. So all of a sudden, the Borg are going to end up with about double their offensive power, if not triple. Well, not quite triple, you know, they're going to double it. And in the meantime, the Klingons are starting to pump out some more vessels, so they are going to take advantage of the fact that they did get a couple kills in. If this Covort gets another level, it will actually have engine hooks, and what I mean by that is it'll disable the engines of the opponent. So, and that will really hurt against the Borg, because a lot of Borg, since you have so few ships, you have to micromanage your few ships really, really well. So one that gets out of position can end up losing, because what you want to end up doing is you'll want to do a sort of a steady rotation of your weak ships in the back, strong ships in the front, which as the Borg you really can't do because you have so few ships. It's a little bit harder to do with, say, some of the other races, because what they end up having to do is they just have to go and repair. The Borg, since they can't repair immediately, do have the sort of, you have to just keep them rotated and keep the fire on them. So all of a sudden the tides are turning here, and this is a tide of Borg ships. So Ray moving in with 3 scout cubes, 3 dokis, and this is going to be nasty. The Klingons do not want to engage this force. Oh, and you can hear the decloak going off. Oh, this is not a good move for the Klingons. The Klingons are going to end up getting a scout cube. The Borg are running away, but you can see that they've lost a cavort. The Klingons are losing ships. They are getting some kills out of this. They are not going to want... This is not a good trade-off for the Klingons. Here comes the Borg going to be able to take out these Susas. You can see that a little bit of this cavort getting a couple kills off, and these cavorts needing to get away. Able to get away. Just barely. Not a good exchange for the Klingons. Now Ray really does need to kind of move this one guy back, but I guess he's going to go down here and try to take on this expansion that he knows is down here. Going to just take out what he can. Really here, Ray, yes, doing a good job of just ditching things, and needs to go ahead and cloak here. This cloak will at least give him a couple free scouts. Cloak. Come on, cloak. Anyways, so gonna ding Dircome a little bit for not cloaking these ships, and gonna end up losing some more than he should have. The only other possible explanation was he was trying to draw fire away from the constructor, but the constructor is going to end up taking hits. And there you can see the effects of the Doty dice hitting the subsystem repair. Here we have a cube edge, and Dur is really in a bad position here. He's got some more ships again. This one cavort has this special here, which is the disturbs the veteran particle loader. Again, engine hooks, whatever. So at this sort of stage in the game, these the Borg are really kind of in the driver's seat here. They have 2 dilithium moons and a 1.5 titanium moon. That is actually going to allow them to go into spheres here semi-shortly. And can I call it or what? Here we have in 20 seconds. I know my Borg. Spheres are coming up, and over here, this should not be an engagement that the Klingons want to make, and they are bypassing, thankfully. I guess really the only thing they want to do is they're going to want to move up here. The engine hooks could quite possibly come in handy. They're going to come down, they're going to see the sphere, and they're just going to... I don't know what they're going to do. They do not want to engage this. This fleet cannot take this sphere at all. Ray firmly in the driver's seat. This sphere is the base cracking sphere at the moment. It will be able, so torpedoes, you can see torpedoes, and it's a region, I believe. This is, interestingly, this looks like a full torpedo sphere and not your normal region sphere. So this one cavort, way out of not microed enough, going to end up losing it. Just cannot afford the losses here, and Dur is going to end up paying for that. He's actually decloaking another one within range of other ships. Dur's Klingon force is really taking way too many losses. And so here we see, so the Klingons are going to get it out here. No point and click cloak detect in 312, which really allows the cloaking races to get a lot more of an advantage there, because they can get in, get out. I do think that the point and click cloak versus the lack of cloak and recloak, that 30-second timer, is a little bit of a good balance. Haven't quite seen it play out all the way yet, though, so we're still kind of waiting to see what the end judgment on these things are. So here we have the Borg still maintaining their fleet. This is slowly going to just roll into the Klingon base. The sphere is going to be able to tank this starbase. In the meantime, you can see that Dur is on the losing end. He's only able to produce 1 ship, and these guys are moving over here. I really have to say these dice are a nice little addition to a nice transition between scout cubes and spheres. They really do add a little bit of depth to the game for the Borg player. I actually really like the fact that this part of the game does have these ships, and these actually have a lot of use later on in the game too, because some of their support ship roles that they can fill. So the Borg are kind of making their final push